Hi, I'm Christian Damstra, the founder and CEO of Damstra Technology. Founded in Singleton of New South Wales approximately 21 years ago, we have always had the philosophy of making sure every person can go home safely every single day. It's about protecting people that makes us go to work every day of the week. Our enterprise protection platform, we call it the EPP, provides companies with the tools to track, manage, and protect everything that's important in their world. With customers in resources, construction, concrete batching, quarries, facilities management, we operate in over 30 countries today with over 1 million people on our platform. Today, I would like to give you a high-level demonstration of the platform and take this opportunity to welcome you as part of the Damstra team. I look forward to personally working with you and seeing how you can help our amazing company grow even further. Thank you and welcome aboard. Welcome to the Enterprise Protection Platform, the core product of Damstra Technology, designed to help keep people safe on your work site. As you can see, this is the hub of the Enterprise Protection Platform where we can launch into any component or any module, if you like, to keep people safe on your work site. We can see on this particular demonstration site, we have 2 permanents on site right now in real time, 3 contractors and no visitors. We could have 22 contractors, 12 permanents, because they are all active and ready to go. The difference between active and registered, as you can see here, the registered numbers are higher, means that something has expired, which is not letting these people access site. And we'll get to that in just a moment. To show you how this works, I need to go backwards a little bit. This particular customer has sat down with us and said, I have rules to work on my site. So they've come into the Enterprise Protection Platform and they've got their job title requirements. In those job title requirements that are loading right now, they've said, if you want to do these different jobs, so if I want to be a carpenter on this site, I need to have conflict resolution workshop training. I need to have a carpentry certificate. I need to have the OSHA safety and health certification. So you can see here, we build out all of those rules. The other things we can set up while we're in here is the mobilization. So this is the key to the site. So for example, if I've got a contractor who wants to work on site, I may have a contractor induction, or I might have a site induction for my permanents, and they have rules. And on this particular site, we only have one requirement, and that's been set as I must have a photo on the profile to be valid. I can set any number of rules here, from photos to training, to inductions, to familiarizations, and all of those types of things. The importance of that says I need to meet those requirements to get on site. So as a contractor company, how do I work with that? Or as a company wanting to put my staff on this site, I go in to my actual portal, my company portal. And in that company portal, it will give me an overview of just people who work for my organization. I might have 1 staff member, I may have 500 staff members. All of that information will be sitting here at your fingertips. Now in here, I can mobilize an employee. By mobilizing, I'm saying, I want this person to work on this particular site. I can add a new employee or an existing employee. For this particular demonstration, we'll just use this test profile and we'll choose a work site that we want this person to work on. And it happens to be the construction one that I'm demonstrating today. And you can see down here, we have those 2 mobilizations we looked at before. I'm going to choose the contractor induction. Every step of the way, I'll be guided as a third party loading this data into the system to meet the site's requirements. So you can see here, it's actually given me a warning saying there's no sessions to book into. That means the site has not got any physical training sessions available for me to book into. And that's a great thing because it means the system is totally linked and works together as one. So what that means is the site would ordinarily already have these loaded in. And of course, this is a demo, so we don't. So I'm going to go into learning management and I'm going to go to the learning calendar and show you how easy it is to fix this. We're going to go in and we're going to schedule a new session. We're going to drop down here. And as you saw before, we have 2. We have the contractor induction or site induction. So let's go to the contractor induction. We're going to create a session that will be available next Tuesday on the 4th of July. It's going to start at, let's just use 12 p.m. and it's going to end at 1 p.m. It happens to be a 1-hour induction or site familiarization. We're going to conduct this training in a particular room. We're going to do it at the Northwood head office. It's not recurring. If it was, you can see we can schedule daily, weekly, monthly, and every day, etc. But it's not going to be that. We can't have more than 9 employees or attendees in this session. And I can restrict this booking to certain companies, or I can put in notes and things. I don't need to worry about any of that for this. I'm just going to add that session. Now that that session's added, you can see it's active, it's green, it's okay to be booked into. And of course, I'm going to go back into my company portal. I'm now going to mobilize that employee that we started mobilizing before and go back in here, choose the worksite that we wanted, construction, and go down here and choose that contractor induction. And when I take the next step, just give it a second to load there, it will actually now tell me that I can choose a session. So there's none in June because, as you know, I put it out in July. There's that session I just created. So it's all instantaneous. It's all one platform. It's totally linked. So I'm going to choose that one there. And it says, okay, you've chosen your preferred session. You now need to tell us what you're going to do on site. Why are you coming to my site? And I'm going to be a carpenter. And you'll remember when I showed you before, we set up rules for carpenter. You need carpentry certificate, you need all those things. And you can choose as many of these titles as you need. Not just one, you can do a dozen if you need them. And you can see here, it's now going to ask me to upload my conflict resolution workshop training. Now that's as simple as me putting in a date. I can use today's date, so it never expires. It's not a card or license, and I can upload that. It'll then ask me for my carpentry certificate. It'll ask me for my OSHA. It'll ask me for all the rules that as a site, the site has set up as requirements for this task on that site. Now, I'm not going to go through every one of these for the demo, but you can see you upload all of these. And the important point here is when they're uploaded, it goes to our verification team for verification. It then approves it and it goes into the system. The thing that we'll do after that is we'll automatically issue any online training that is required for that role, and it will allow that individual to do that at their time, on their timeline, at home, on their mobile device or on their computer, on their tablet or whatever's required. And that is effectively how easy it is to get somebody onto the site. Now, of course, we've gone through that process now, and we're back to the start, and we've got 2 permanents and 3 contractors. They've met all the requirements. They've logged on. And how have they logged on? They may have logged on to one of our terminals. They may have logged on to an existing access control system, Lenel or Honeywell or the like. And we have an interface with those that brings that data in real time. So not only do we know we've got 2 contractors and 3 contractors and 2 permanents, we can go in and have a look at these people. Who are they? What have they really got? So we break it down here, and here's the actual people here. So we can see we have Carla here. We've got working for Acme Contracting, came in through gate 1. So we can go into a profile and have a look at all that data that's been put in for this individual. So you can see the construction, contractor induction, mobilization that was completed the same way we just uploaded our data. We can actually see what job titles this individual chose during that process. And this person chose carpenter and foreman, but unfortunately carpenter rules have not been met. And we can have a look at what hasn't been met. And that's very easy to do as well. And of course, we can have a look at their skill records. So we have different types of skill records, qualifications, worksite skills, worksite appointments, and communication. What is the difference between them? Qualifications for us is a global qualification that belongs to you. So that is your driver's license, your trade paper, those things that are used by you anywhere you go. Might be your working at height certificate. So every site you mobilize to will be able to see them and use them, but they cannot see them unless you choose to mobilize for them first. The benefit of that is when your driver's license is expiring or your work at height certificate's expiring, you've only got to update it once, even if you work on 20 sites that use Damstra. It makes your life a lot easier. Of course, we have worksite skills, 7 worksite skills there. And if we go in there, worksite skills are skills that are only applicable to this worksite. So they're not usable anywhere else. They're not valid anywhere else. The site can upload them. And that works the same for worksite appointments and communications. They're all about that worksite. We have a look at this data here. You can actually have attachments against each of these, the expiry dates, all that data is collected and available at your fingertip. Of course, we have the ability to do learning pathways. So you can say, how do I become a level 3 carpenter instead of a level 1 carpenter, and what training do I need to do to get there? We have access control, which tracks all the data of you coming on site and leaving site, whether it be time cards or temperature sensing, your access card history, your biometrics that you may have, your worksite bands, and all that information right there at your fingertips. Your health and safety records, your medicals, your medical details, your drug and alcohol tests, your basic employee details. So your next of kin, your address, your photo, your employment details are all available there. And of course, let's not forget product access. Have I got access to the Damstra learning system, the Damstra safety system, the Damstra forms, or Damstra solo? So all of that there is in your profile in the system. Now, if I work my way down the left-hand side here, we can, of course, go in and search for an individual anytime we like by name or badge number. We can upload employee documents. It's very common for our customers to have many paper documents in their workforce today as they transition over to the Damstra digital form system. So they take their physical documents, scan them in, upload them here in bulk, and our team will break them apart and put them against the correct people's profiles so you don't have that workload on your staff. Of course, we can go and look at people's time cards, their total worked hours, or most importantly, we can go and run a skills matrix. The skills matrix is about giving you a live point-in-time view of what skills people have that you've chosen in that group. It may be a crew, it may be a whole workforce, it may be a company. But you can see here, we can customize what skills we want across the top. We can get green ticks and we can get amber marks if they're coming up to expire, etc. And we've got nothing expiring in the next 90 days. We've got no skills in progress. We've got 24 expired skills. You can actually filter just by expired and go down and find them in the actual matrix. They are there somewhere. There's a couple of them there. And that's a really easy way for you to give your supervisors a fully automated report that can appear in their inbox every day of the week, showing what their crew can do. Now, of course, we can search for people with particular skills. So who's got the electrical skill or the plumbing skill? Or we can also do a job titles matrix. Remembering everybody has to sign up with job titles. So we've got a foreman matrix here. We can actually have a look at everybody who's got the foreman job title on this site. And it shows you all the requirements of being a foreman and whether or not everything is valid for that at that point in time. So really easy to get that information out of the system. You can make your own crews. The system can be interfaced with other systems to make crews, but to show you how easy it is, you set up a crew, give it a name, add your employees, create your managers, choose what alerts you may want that crew manager to receive. So alcohol and drug alerts, access and gate alerts, breathalyzer alerts, fatigue alerts, etc., are all available based on your crew. And you can go and add and remove employees from your crew at any time, unless that's coming through another interface. Of course, to have workers on site, you've got to have companies. So those companies have registered as part of the registration process. They have also uploaded information. You may have collected their workers' compensation insurance, their public liability. We can see who works for this company in real time. We can see who's valid, who's not valid. We can look at their mobilization documents, and the company has none loaded. We can look at company records. We can look at the details of the company, their ABN, who the contact person is, and all of that information right there under the company tab. We can look at time cards based on companies. So we can run a time card report for any date range we like and have a look at everyone from every company who has worked in that timeline. It's a really great tool for helping you to manage your invoicing. So when that invoicing comes in, it gives you the chance to actually have a look at how many hours they invoiced versus how many hours they worked. It's an extremely powerful tool for that. If we keep going down the list, company messages. Great way of communicating with all those contractor companies who work out there on your site. So you can send a message to all electrical-based companies, or all plumbing-based companies, or or companies that are currently inducted and all those types of things. It's really up to you how you do that. And the difference is it will give you a two-way communication mechanism. So you will get a link in the company portal allowing you to view the information that's been sent out. As a worksite, you'll get notified the company's viewed it, who viewed it, when they viewed it, and whether they've taken the actions you've requested. So it's a great way of communicating instead of using email. Of course, coming back down the list, we're down to the worksite. We can see the people on site where we went before. We can look at breathalyzer reports if you're using our automatic breathalyzer machines, different alerts, gate and door logs, and even get a map of your site showing where your people are if that is configured for you. The other great tool that we have here is the drug and alcohol scheduling system. If you're using a login system, we can actually take your drug and alcohol schedule and have the terminals automatically choose people to be tested at the gates. That removes the need for someone to manually choose people, and it takes away any of those arguments around favoritism or picking on people. So it's a really powerful tool to make sure you're compliant with your drug and alcohol policy. Keep going down here, and we have, of course, Damstra Learning. A fundamental part of our system is the e-learning component. Everything you've seen so far is fully automatable. It's the same as our e-learning system. The best e-learning systems are totally invisible. So effectively, when someone says, I want to work on your site and I want to do these 3 jobs, our system will say, you need to do this training. And the system will automatically assign that e-learning. But of course, there will be times where you may want to schedule e-learning manually. And you can come in here and do that, or even set up automatic scheduling rules. So I can say, I want to schedule a lesson. And it says, I want to send out the crane operation e-learning session. I want to send it to certain employees. I want to do it with certain crews, and I can select my crew, and I'm just going to do that shift there. And I want it done in 14 days from now. And I schedule to every employee in Carpenter Shift 1, and they will be asked automatically to do that e-learning course. Now, all of that e-learning is managed through Damstra Learn. Damstra Learn is an extremely powerful module of the Damstra Enterprise Protection Platform. It allows you to not only create your lessons, but manage all the lessons that are outstanding for yourself as well. So you can see here, I have a number of lessons due: cybersecurity and COVID-19 awareness, etc., the crane operation course. But most importantly, you can actually manage your courses in here yourself. So not only can you use your existing lessons, which may be SCORM or those types of things, we have a full editor and management system built in to Damstra Learn. I'm just going to go in and say, I want to create a new lesson. We will call it Demo 8. We're going to create that lesson. It's not instructor-led. It's going to be e-learning based. We can add that module, Demo 8, and click on that. And you'll see here, we can create a Damstra learning module from scratch, or we can import our SCORM package, upload a document such as PDF, PowerPoint, Word, create a HTML module, or even upload a video. The ability to actually go in and create your own learning courses without having specialist software creates a seamless environment for you to keep those packages updated. For anyone who's used SCORM before, knows it's a very big task if you want to just change one slide. This solves that problem. So it's extremely easy for you to come into the Damstra learning system and see all that information on what people are doing, what training courses are out there, what training courses you need to do, and even pick from the library as needed, and depending on how you've set up your site. So I can go to the learning library and pick any course I want to do, and all this data automatically flows back to my profile in EPP, so I don't have to go looking for it. And that's the benefit of having everything linked. Now, of course, you saw a few moments ago, I went to the learning calendar. This is where I went in and set up some courses for the site inductions or site familiarizations. So I won't go back and revisit that, but we can also go in and do an online training report or search for inductions, of course. Now, working down the list, we have our access control. We talked before about the ability to log into the site through our own access control system. If you're using our access control system, you can actually create questionnaires that are asked at the terminal. It's a great way of saying to people, We may have a certain event happening on site today, like shot firing or blasting. Do you understand to stay away from this area at that time? Yes or no? Or maybe even something as simple as a COVID questionnaire. It is all available to you at your control in the Enterprise Protection Platform. Working down, of course, everything we do in the Enterprise Protection Platform is about keeping people safe on site. But unfortunately, sometimes incidents and hazards do happen. So we have a fully integrated safety system as part of this. It gives you the ability to not only track your incidents and your hazards, but conduct risk assessments and manage your PPE register or your confined space registers. And you can see down the left-hand side here, we have actions and governance and environmental dashboards. We have the ability to do your systems and your risk assessments and all of that straight here from within the platform. And of course, your asbestos register, your toolbox talks, your observations are all right here at your fingertips as part of the Enterprise Protection Platform. Fully integrated, fully linked, and part of the base EPP. Of course, coming down the list here, we have Damstra Forms. I'm just going to launch Damstra Forms and show you a really powerful tool to take anything that you currently do with paperwork today, you can digitize and bring into the Damstra Forms solution. Now, the benefit of that is it takes away data error, it speeds up the process and allows you to create workflows of where that data has to flow. So, of course, one of the most important things with any form system is being able to create your templates and your forms really easily. And you can see here we have our templates page. If you have the right access level, it's as simple as creating a new form template. When you create that form template, you'll get some data there and you can see all the options. We can put in dates, we can put in GPS locations, we can put in signature boxes, diagrams, formulas, attachments, video, all of that can be put in the form. And the benefit of that, what I'm going to show you right now, it's going to bring up my mobile phone on the screen so you can see it in the mobile format, is the ability for your workers in the field to be able to go into the form system, and this works online and offline, and say, create a new form. And here's all those forms you just saw being created on the website. I want to go in and do a hot work permit, and here's my hot work permit that I've created. I can go in and enter the data as required. I can answer the questions. I can put in times and dates and all those types of things, and I can work my way down the page. And of course, at the bottom, we've got signature boxes and all those types of things that are available to you. I'm not going to complete the whole form, but you can see how easy it is to use in the application. And the powerful thing about it is when it's done, it will actually create a PDF that you've designed, and it will put all the metadata and the PDF back on the person's profile in the Enterprise Protection Platform. So going back to the Enterprise Protection Platform, on every individual's page in the profile where we were before, so if we go back into somebody's profile where it's got their training data, we'll just go into an active contractor here, and we'll go into this one here. Any of this information, any of these skill records, whether it be any of these worksite skills or communications, can all come from digital forms. So that may be your verification of competency. It may be a risk assessment that you want to feed into safety. It may be an action that has to go into safety. It may be a training document that goes against a person's profile. All of that flexibility is available through Damstra Forms and the One Enterprise Protection Platform. We, of course, have the health and safety calendar where we can go in and we can schedule toolbox talks, and we can schedule who's going to attend them, and we can sign these people in from the app in real time, and it automatically appears on their profile. We have visitor management. Why should we not track visitors the same way we tracked our contractors and our permanents? We track them on site and off site. We give them inductions at the touchscreen. They can do it on the website before they arrive. They are also applicable for the drug and alcohol testing schedules. We have lots of different reports where we can go in and see punch data and temperature recognition and network overviews and all of those types of things. And all of this is configurable by the customer. You can see here the customer can come in and configure their own skills, configure their job titles. So all those job titles we talked about and the different rules to be a carpenter, they can come in here at any time and have a look at what those rules are and modify those rules and set those rules up. They really are in charge of their own destiny. Now, as part of keeping people safe on site, one of the things we have to do is know where people are. And that's where our Solo system comes in. Solo is our fleet of wearable products. So you can wear a Samsung watch or an Apple watch or an Android watch, or you can even run it on your mobile phone like I'm going to do here. So you can see here, I have a session running right now in real time. I've got a 24-hour check-in. What does that mean? It means every 24 hours, I have to touch that button there and say, I am safe and okay. Now, if I miss my check-in, the alerts and the alarms will go off. This is monitored in real time through a web interface. Now, if I click alert on my mobile phone, just to demonstrate this, and I am in a demo environment, you will see the alerts counting down. The alert has started, and it's actually started by front-facing camera recording. It's doing that because it's worried there's something wrong. I have a problem. Now, back in the actual office where it's being monitored, you can see in real time where I'm located. So if I just zoom out a little bit, you'll see where I'm located right now in Australia. And looking at that, I'm down near Byron Bay, and we can see here that I've an alert raised at 9:54. I can actually view this person's front camera. I can make a call to Christian and say, you okay? And of course, we know I'm okay. So I am going to acknowledge the Christian's okay. And I'm going to jump back into the app to bring the app up to show you what has happened there. And you will see the alert's been acknowledged, and I'm going to end the alert because I am okay. Now, when you're wearing a wearable, such as a watch, it will actually pick up slips, trips, and falls automatically. You don't need to tap anything or start an alert. It'll automatically do that. The other features we have here is Solo Drive. So we can actually track your driving automatically and rank you amongst your peers. So how much phone use, how hard acceleration, speeding, hard braking, hard turning have all been managed by the mobile device automatically when you're driving a vehicle whilst using the Damstra Solo system. And that's just a very brief overview of the Damstra Enterprise Protection Platform. I'm back in the web page there on the Solo page. I'm going to jump back to the home page over here, and we can see when we go back here, we're back to where we started. We only have a few people on site still. So we've got those 2 permanents, those 3 contractors. We still have no visitors, but you can see how easy it is to manage the health and safety of everybody on our site. So once again, brief overview of the Enterprise Protection Platform. I welcome you aboard to Damstra Technology. I look forward to working with you and can't wait to see what improvements you can bring to our great organisation moving forward. Thank you once again.